Ladies, listen to me. A man can pretend a lot of things. He can pretend he's busy. He can pretend he doesn't care. He can pretend he's cool, detached, not that into you. But let me tell you something straight from the locker room of male psychology. A man who is obsessed with you can hide his feelings for a moment, but he can't hide his behaviors. His actions will always betray him. See, men don't express obsession with poetry. We express it with patterns. We express it with behavior, reactions, habits, slip-ups, and little moments where the truth leaks out like a cracked cup trying to hold boiling water. A man who is obsessed but pretending not to be is like a guy trying to hide a forest fire behind a curtain. That flame is going to show. The smoke is going to show. Something is going to give. And ladies, you need to know the signs, because when a man is obsessed, it changes the energy and the connection. It changes how he looks at you, what he does behind your back, how he reacts when you pull back, when you silence yourself, when you don't play by the emotional rules he created in his head. And the reason I'm telling you this is simple. You deserve clarity. You deserve power. You deserve to know the truth. Not what he says, but what he shows. So today I'm about to break down some real, raw, no fluff signs. A man is obsessed with you, but trying to hide it. These aren't cute signs. These aren't TikTok signs. These are grown woman, real life Steve Harvey level truth bombs. And once you understand them, you will never again doubt your intuition. Bar. Let's get into it. His eyes follow you, even when he's acting like he ain't looking. A man who is obsessed can lie with his words. He can hide behind a straight face. He can pretend he's cool, detached, and unbothered, but he cannot hide what his eyes are doing. A man's eyes are the windows to his patterns, his desires, his fears, and his secrets. And when he's obsessed with you, even if he's doing everything in his power to play it cool, his eyes betray him every single time. See, ladies, when a man is just interested, he takes casual glances. He looks at you the way people look at a nice car driving by, quick, polite, nothing too deep. But when a man is obsessed, his eyes behave differently. They don't wander. They don't skim. They study. They track. They follow. His eyes become a compass that always points towards you, even when he's trying not to let you see it. It's instinctive. It's automatic. It's energy he can't control. You ever walk into a room and feel someone watching you before you even see who it is? That's the silent pull of obsession. That's a man who's been pretending he's unbothered, but his neck snaps in your direction the moment your presence enters the atmosphere. He'll turn his head real fast and then pretend he didn't. He'll suddenly pick up his phone, scroll like his life depends on it, or shift in his chair like he's adjusting his posture. But trust me, he already scanned you head to toe. His eyes locked onto you before his brain could tell him, bro, play it cool. And the funniest part, he thinks he's slick. He thinks you don't notice. He thinks he hides it well. But a woman with intuition, a woman with awareness always knows. You can feel it in the room. You can feel it in the air. Men forget that women don't just see with their eyes. Women see with their spirit. You feel when someone is paying attention to you, even with silence, even from across the room. A man who is obsessed pays attention to details he pretends he doesn't notice. He watches the way you walk, the rhythm of your laugh, how animated your hands get when you talk, the slight change in your voice when you're annoyed or disappointed. He studies the things you don't even realize you're expressing. And he stores that information quietly. He memorizes the way you push your hair behind your ear. He notices how you tilt your head when you're thinking. He sees the difference between your real smile and your polite one. He learns you without ever admitting he's learning you. He will swear up and down that he's not checking for you. But the moment another man shows up, oh, that cool mask cracks instantly. Let another man walk up to you. Let another man compliment you. Let another man make you laugh. That's when you see the truth leak out of him. His eyes stop pretending. His posture shifts. His attention becomes laser focused. He becomes alert in a way he wasn't 5 minutes before. That's the territorial instinct of a man who's been trying too hard to look uninterested. Because obsession isn't soft. It's sharp. It reacts. It flinches. It pays attention like its life depends on it. A man who is obsessed may never tell you. He may never text it. He may never admit it. But he can't control what his eyes are doing. His eyes will track you even in a crowded room. His eyes will find you without searching. His eyes will soften when you smile and harden when someone else gets your attention. A man's eyes are the first traitor to his emotional secrets. They reveal the truth long before his ego is ready to confess. And when he's obsessed, even if he's pretending he's not, his eyes will expose him every single time. He tries to stay close to you without making it obvious. When a man is obsessed but trying to play it cool, he becomes a master of accidental closeness. He will position himself near you in ways that look casual, effortless, unplanned. But trust me, none of it is accidental. A man who wants to stay connected to you will always find a way to be within reach, even if he pretends he's not paying attention. He's not going to walk up and say, "I'm obsessed with you," because that exposes him. That makes him vulnerable. That puts all his cards on the table. Instead, he chooses a quiet strategy. Stay close enough to feel connected, far enough not to be exposed. You'll notice it in the little things. He shows up places you didn't expect to see him. He comments on something you posted the exact moment your energy feels like it's drifting away. He messages you just enough to keep the line alive, but not enough to reveal how deeply he's actually invested. He positions himself in your world like a shadow, always present, never too loud. He might claim, "Oh, I was just in the neighborhood," but what he won't tell you is that he thought for hours about whether he should show up or not. He'll swear he wasn't checking your story, but he knows exactly where you've been and who you were with. He won't admit he keeps track of you, but somehow he's always there at the right moment, with the right comment, with the right energy to keep himself relevant. This kind of closeness isn't an accident, it's strategy. Men are hunters by nature, even emotionally. But obsession changes the game. It makes him hunt quietly. He wants access to you without looking like he's chasing you. He wants to be around you without admitting he needs to be around you. He wants you to keep noticing him, but he doesn't want to be the one who looks like he's noticing you first. He'll find ways to reappear after disappearing, and he'll make that reappearance feel casual, a random message, a just checking in, a reply to a story you posted hours ago, a "Hey, I saw this and thought of you." He'll keep the connection warm because he needs to feel like he hasn't lost you. But he also won't be consistent enough to look obvious. That's the obsession ego battle. He feels drawn to you, but he's terrified you might see how strong the pull really is. And here's the truth most women don't realize. When a man is obsessed, he creates proximity patterns. These are the ways he makes sure he's always near your energy. He'll watch for your online activity, not necessarily to text you, but just to know you're there. He'll lurk on your posts, not necessarily to comment, but to feel connected. He'll insert himself into conversations, spaces, events, or moments where he knows you might show up. Not because he planned his life around you, but because emotionally he gravitates towards you without even trying. Men don't just happen to keep popping up in your life. A man who doesn't care disappears. A man who's indifferent drifts away without resistance. But a man who is obsessed finds ways to stay in your world, even if he disguises it as coincidence. He wants to know about your life. He wants updates, even if he pretends he's just checking in. He'll ask questions that sound harmless. What have you been up to? Where have you been hiding? How's everything with you lately? But underneath those questions is fear. Fear that someone else has your attention, fear that you've replaced him, fear that you're no longer thinking about him. He doesn't want to look like he cares too much, so he'll phrase everything in a way that sounds light, relaxed, unbothered. But the intention is never casual. You'll see it in the way he reacts when he thinks he's losing access. The moment you slow down the conversation, become distant, or become less available, he suddenly moves closer. He'll reach out more. He'll suddenly be super talkative after days of silence. He'll send longer messages. He'll try to create moments of connection. Why? Because obsession doesn't tolerate distance. A man who's obsessed wants emotional oxygen, and for him, that oxygen is your attention, your presence, your energy. Even if he's terrified of exposing himself, he's even more terrified of losing you. So he stays close in a way that lets him feel involved without looking exposed. He'll maintain that balance, close enough to feel secure, distant enough to look composed. But that balance is fragile. The moment you pull back too much, he feels it. The moment your energy shifts, he senses it, and he moves closer every time, even when he swears he doesn't care. This is how a man behaves when he's obsessed, but trying to hide it. He becomes the quiet constant, the background presence, the coincidental supporter, the unexpected reappearing act. He lives in that middle space between wanting to be yours and wanting to protect his ego. And the only way he knows how to handle that tension is by staying close, not obviously, not loudly, but consistently, because staying close keeps him connected to the one thing he can't admit he doesn't want to lose, you. He gets jealous of things he has no rights to be jealous about. When a man is obsessed but pretending he's not, jealousy becomes one of the biggest giveaways. And the funny part is, he gets jealous over things he has no business being jealous about. See, a man who is openly your boyfriend, your fiance, your partner, he might get jealous sometimes, and it's understandable. But when a man who claims he's not really into you like that starts acting territorial, defensive, irritated, or bothered by things that don't concern him, baby, that ain't casual interest. That's hidden obsession. This is the kind of man who swears up and down that he doesn't care what you do. He'll say, do your thing, live your life. We're just cool. You're free to talk to anyone. But the moment another man gives you attention, smiles at you, or even stands too close, suddenly his energy shifts like a storm rolling in out of nowhere. He gets quiet. He gets irritated. He gets more observant. His whole mood changes, even though technically he has no claim over you. He'll never admit he's jealous, though. Oh no, that would expose him. Instead, he'll disguise it under sarcasm, attitude, or unnecessary comments. He'll say things like, wow, you and him seem real close. So that's your type now? You talk to everybody, huh? Or he might not say anything, but the silence speaks louder than any words. His face tightens. His shoulders stiffen. His voice gets shorter. He starts watching you more intensely. You can feel the shift in him, like he suddenly went from regular speed to high alert. And the reason jealousy exposes a man so quickly is because it taps into something primal. You can fake conversations. You can fake composure. You can fake not texting first, but jealousy. Jealousy is instinctive. It reveals where his heart is before his mind has a chance to catch up. He gets jealous over small things, tiny things, things a man who truly didn't care wouldn't even notice, like who liked your picture, who commented on your story, who made you laugh, who you walked into the room with, who you replied to fast, who you didn't reply to fast, who hugged you too long, who mentioned your name. This is the man who watches your interactions like he's reading a map. He's monitoring body language, tone of voice, the distance between you and another man. He's not obvious about it. He tries to keep it cool, but inside, he's on fire. His obsession sends signals that his pride can't control. And what makes it even more obvious is the way he tries to justify his reactions. He'll say he's just looking out or just protective or just being honest. He'll act like he's giving you friendly advice when really he's giving you emotional territory lines. He doesn't want you with someone else, but he doesn't want to admit he wants you either. So he sits in the middle, annoyed, jealous, restless, hoping you don't notice, but also hoping you do notice, because deep down, he wants you to understand that you matter to him more than he's letting on. This man's jealousy is irrational, but it's real. He doesn't want to lose what he thinks he might never fully have. Obsession makes a man watch your life like it's a movie he's too invested in, even though he swears he's not even a fan. He'll judge the other men you talk to. He'll compare himself quietly. He'll analyze conversations you have. He'll feel threatened by someone you barely notice. And the irony is, he's doing all of this while trying to act like he doesn't care what you do. But here's the truth. If a man truly has no feelings, he doesn't get jealous. If a man truly doesn't care, he doesn't react. If a man truly sees you as just a friend, he doesn't get thrown off when someone else enters your world. Jealousy is emotional evidence. It's the proof behind the performance. A man pretending not to be obsessed slips every time his ego meets competition. He can't hide it. No matter how calm, cool, or detached he tries to appear. His obsession overpowers his image, and his jealousy exposes what his pride is trying to cover up. So anytime you see a man who has no rights to be jealous suddenly getting irritated, questioning you, watching you, reacting to you, or competing with other men in his mind, understand this. He's not confused. He's not casual. He's not neutral. He's obsessed. And that jealousy he tries so hard to mask is the loudest confession he'll never speak out loud. He remembers details he promised himself to forget. When a man is obsessed but trying hard not to look like it, his memory becomes one of the biggest betrayals of his act. See, a man who doesn't care forgets things easily. Your favorite color, your birthday month, the things you said in passing, the little stories you shared, even the emotions you expressed. But a man who's obsessed, he remembers details he promised himself he wouldn't care about. He remembers things he had no intention of keeping. He remembers things he tried to push out of his mind because remembering them means he's more invested than he wants to admit. This is the man who will swear he's not thinking about you, but he'll quote something you said weeks ago. He'll bring up a moment you barely recall, but it's stuck with him like glue. He'll remember the tone of your voice when you were sad, the exact restaurant you said you liked, the way your eyes lit up when you talked about your dreams, the tiny preferences you mentioned casually, not because he's trying to impress you, but because his mind naturally holds on to anything connected to you. A man pretending not to care will try to forget you. He'll try to block it out. He'll tell himself, don't overthink her, don't get attached, don't pay attention. But obsession doesn't obey logic. Obsession holds on to information like it's storing evidence. And the more he tries to forget, the deeper it gets etched into his memory. He remembers what annoys you, what makes you insecure, what makes you excited, what makes you laugh uncontrollably. He remembers your routines, not because you told him, but because he paid attention. He remembers your favorite snacks, your least favorite songs, the way you take your coffee, the kind of people that drain your energy, the kind of conversations that make you light up. He remembers details that even some of your close friends might not. This man pays attention even when he pretends he's distracted. While he's acting like he's scrolling through his phone, he heard the joke you made. While he's pretending to be uninterested in your conversation, he caught the way you expressed something. While he's saying, I wasn't even listening like that, he could repeat the entire conversation back to you. And the funniest part, he gets frustrated with himself for remembering, because remembering means he's emotionally involved. Remembering means he's paying attention. Remembering proves he's lying to himself about how much you matter to him. So he'll double down on his front. He'll try to brush off his accuracy. He'll act like it's coincidence. He'll pretend he just happened to remember, but deep down, he knows the truth. A man who is obsessed doesn't just remember your words. He remembers your patterns. He notices when your texting changes. He senses when your mood shifts. He picks up on your silence, your distance, your excitement, your disappointment. He knows when you're hiding something, even if you think you covered it well. He remembers the version of you were yesterday, so he can tell when the version of you today is different. He may not act on it, but he notices it. And when a man remembers details he tried to forget, it creates a battle inside him. Part of him wants to stay detached. Part of him wants to be the cool, uninterested guy who isn't that deep into you. But the other part, the obsessed part, keeps replaying conversations, revisiting moments, analyzing interactions, holding on to memories he never intended to keep. He remembers because your presence affected him in a way he didn't expect. He will remember the first time you laughed at one of his jokes, the first time you confided in him, the first time you looked sad around him, the first time he felt something shift in himself because of you. These moments become markers in his mind, reminders that he's not as detached as he wants to seem. You might bring something up months later and he'll shock you with how accurately he recalls it. You'll say, I don't even remember saying that, and he'll shrug it off, but inside he knows he's been replaying that moment for weeks. You'll mention a minor preference, and he'll reference it in a conversation unexpectedly. Not because he's trying hard, but because he couldn't forget it even if he tried. Men don't remember details about women they feel nothing for. They don't store emotional notes for no reason. They don't keep track of subtleties unless something about you has become important to them. So when he remembers details, he promised himself to forget. Understand this, he's not just noticing you, he's emotionally absorbing you. He's trying to forget